What if I told you that the most feared pirates in history didn't live by chaos? They lived by rules. They elected their captains, shared their treasure equally, and even paid compensation to injured crew members long before many governments ever did. So here's the question. Were pirates really ruthless criminals, or did they build one of the world's first floating democracies? The Caribbean, 1715. The Atlantic Ocean was the busiest highway on Earth. Every week, Spanish treasure fleets carried gold and silver from the Americas. Merchant ships transported sugar, rum, silk, and spices worth fortunes across the sea. To governments, these trade routes meant power. To merchants, they meant wealth. But to pirates, they meant opportunity. Contrary to popular belief, pirates did not wander the ocean searching for random victims. They knew exactly where to wait. Every major trade route followed predictable winds and ocean currents. Sooner or later, every valuable ship would pass through the same narrow waters, and that was where the hunters waited. One morning, a merchant captain scanning the horizon might notice nothing unusual. Just another small sailing ship approaching in the distance. It flew the flag of a friendly nation. There was no reason to panic, no reason to prepare for battle. The distance slowly closed. Then, without warning, the friendly flag dropped. A black flag climbed the mast, the Jolly Roger. Within seconds, gun ports swung open, cannons appeared, dozens of armed men rushed onto the deck. The message was unmistakable: surrender or die. Most merchant captains never fired a single shot because they already understood something terrifying. Pirates did not need to destroy ships. Fear usually won the battle long before the cannons did. Hollywood has spent generations teaching us that pirate ships were floating taverns filled with drunken criminals swinging from ropes and searching for buried treasure. The truth was almost the complete opposite. A pirate ship was one of the most organized fighting machines on the Atlantic. Every sailor had a specific duty. Every weapon had its place. Every rope, every sail, every cannon served a precise purpose. Without discipline, nobody survived. Even more surprising, many pirate crews operated under written agreements. Captains were often elected by the crew. Major decisions could be settled by vote, and every sailor knew exactly how much treasure he would receive after a successful raid. For criminals, it was an astonishingly organized society. Their survival depended on it, because life at sea showed no mercy. Storms, disease, starvation, and naval warships could end everything overnight. If a pirate crew wanted to stay alive, their ship had to function like a perfectly tuned machine. And that machine started with the ship itself. Despite what many movies portray, most pirates never sailed enormous warships. Those giant Spanish galleons looked powerful, but they were slow, heavy, and required hundreds of sailors to operate. For pirates, speed was everything. Their favorite ship was the sloop, small enough to slip into shallow bays, fast enough to outrun larger naval vessels, and agile enough to chase almost any merchant ship. Most pirate sloops carried between 60 and 80 crew members, along with 8 to 12 cannons. Some famous captains later commanded larger ships. Blackbeard transformed a captured French slave ship into the legendary Queen Anne's Revenge, mounting dozens of cannons to intimidate anyone who crossed his path. But regardless of size, every pirate ship followed the same principle. Every inch had a purpose. Nothing existed simply for decoration. The massive wooden hull formed the backbone of the vessel. Built from strong oak or tropical hardwood, it had to survive violent storms, hidden reefs, enemy cannon fire, and months at sea without repairs. Yet the ocean itself was always attacking.
Tiny sea creatures slowly bored into the wood, barnacles covered the bottom, and every extra layer created drag. A slower ship meant fewer successful escapes and fewer successful raids. So, whenever possible, pirates pulled their ships onto quiet beaches. The crews scraped away barnacles, removed damaged wood, sealed cracks with hot tar, and repaired every weakness before returning to sea. Maintaining the ship never stopped. Above the hull stretched an intricate network of masts, sails, and hundreds of ropes. To an outsider, it looked like complete chaos. To an experienced sailor, every rope had a name, every sail had a specific purpose. A sudden change in wind could require dozens of crew members climbing high above the deck within seconds. One mistake, one loose rope could tear apart an entire mast during a storm. Below deck, the real heart of the ship waited. Cannons lined both sides, gunpowder was carefully stored away from open flames, food and fresh water filled every available space, and captured treasure was locked deep inside the cargo hold. Every barrel, every weapon, every supply had its assigned place, because during battle there was no time to search. Everyone had to know exactly where everything was. But even the strongest ship was only as good as the people who sailed it. A pirate ship didn't survive because of its cannons. It survived because every man knew his job. At the top stood the captain. Unlike officers in the Royal Navy, a pirate captain was usually elected by the crew. He wasn't born into power, he earned it. If the crew believed he was brave, experienced, and capable of leading them to victory, they voted him into command. But that power had limits. During battle, the captain's orders were absolute. Every second mattered. There was no time for arguments. Outside of combat, things were very different. Major decisions often belonged to the crew. Whether to attack, where to sail, or even whether a captain should remain in command could all be decided by a vote. It was an extraordinary system for the early 18th century. Standing beside the captain was the quartermaster. In many ways, he was just as powerful. The quartermaster represented the crew. He divided captured treasure fairly, settled disputes, distributed food and supplies, and made sure no one received special treatment. If sailors believed the captain was abusing his authority, the quartermaster was expected to stand against him. Few ships in the world gave ordinary sailors that kind of protection. Next came the sailing master. Without him, the ship was lost. He understood navigation, ocean currents, wind patterns, and the stars above. Long before GPS, his knowledge kept the crew alive. A single mistake could send the ship onto hidden reefs or leave it drifting hundreds of miles off course. Every successful pirate captain depended on an expert navigator, because finding treasure meant nothing if you could never find your way home. Life aboard a pirate ship was far from glamorous. Every day began before sunrise. The crew worked in rotating watches, 4 hours on duty, 4 hours off, day and night. There were no weekends, no holidays. The ocean never stopped, neither could they. One of the first jobs each morning was pumping water from the bilge. Every wooden ship leaked. If too much water collected below deck, the ship became heavier, slower, and far more dangerous during storms. It was filthy work. The air below deck was damp, hot, and filled with the smell of seawater, rotting wood, and decay. Breakfast offered little comfort. Most sailors survived on hardtack, a hard rock biscuit that could last for months. It was often crawling with tiny insects, yet hungry sailors ate it anyway. Fresh meat, fresh fruit, and vegetables disappeared only days after leaving port. Weeks later, salted beef, dried peas, and stale biscuits became the only meals available. Clean drinking water rarely stayed fresh for long. Stored inside wooden barrels, it quickly developed an unpleasant taste. Many crews mixed water with rum, creating a drink known as grog. It wasn't luxury. It was often the safest thing to drink. Disease remained one of the greatest enemies at sea. Without fresh fruit, scurvy slowly attacked the body. Gums bled, teeth loosened, old wounds reopened. Before battle claimed many pirates, disease often reached them first. Still, every sailor understood one simple truth. If the ship survived, so did they. Every rope repaired, every sail raised, every cannon cleaned was another chance to return home alive.
What truly separated pirates from ordinary criminals wasn't their weapons, it was their rules. Before a voyage began, every crew member agreed to a written set of laws known as the Pirate Articles. These rules governed nearly every part of life aboard the ship. They explained how treasure would be divided, how disputes would be settled, and what punishment awaited anyone who broke the code. Loot wasn't simply grabbed by whoever found it first. Every sailor received an agreed share. The captain earned slightly more, but not enough to make him untouchable. If a pirate lost an arm, a leg, or even an eye during battle, he often received financial compensation from the crew. Centuries before modern workers' compensation, some pirate crews were already protecting injured members. Of course, breaking the rules came with consequences. Stealing from fellow pirates, cowardice during battle, or abandoning the crew could lead to severe punishment. Some were whipped. Some were marooned alone on deserted islands. Others never received a second chance. In the end, a pirate ship was far more than a floating gang of thieves. It was a disciplined fighting force, a dangerous business, and, in many ways, a society built on rules rather than chaos. The Golden Age of Piracy eventually came to an end. Naval patrols grew stronger. Famous captains were hunted down. One by one, the black flags disappeared from the Atlantic. But their legacy remains. Not because of buried treasure or Hollywood legends, but because history reveals something far more fascinating. The world's most feared outlaws built one of the most organized societies ever to sail the open sea. And that may be the greatest pirate story ever told.